2. So video 2 to that. But yeah, so especially my mom. My mom's lonely. Like, my partner doesn't understand that. My mom has nobody but me and her 2 grandkids. That's all my partner has. I mean, that's all my mother has, sorry. It's like, my babe doesn't understand that. It's like, my mom's lonely, okay? So that's why I love my mom to watch our son, because she loves him more than infinity and beyond and want to protect him with her whole soul. And that's like the greatest gift is her grandkids, like her granddaughter and her grandson. But obviously her granddaughter's still in my stomach right now. But that's like, he doesn't understand that sometimes. It's like, your parents are not lonely, and they don't even play with Junior. They're busy watching TV and doing their own lives and working and stuff most of the time, and they could care less. They get mad at me if they watch Junior for like an hour while I sleep because I don't feel good. So my mom doesn't give a shit. I could sleep for like 8 hours. She wouldn't even care. She'd be like, cool, I don't care. She would gladly watch him. That's what I mean. I'm like, she's just that kind of person, though. She just like adores him to infinity and beyond. It's like, and my boyfriend don't understand that. And it's like, my mom's lonely. I want it to die most of her life, just like I did. I want it to die a lot of my life, because I'm like so sick of not having close family. I didn't have anybody to express to, and everybody would be like, don't say this online, don't say this online. I'd be like, just delete me, please. Delete me, okay? Delete me. Like, I hated that so much. Or some of my family members would be jealous over me. And it's like, I don't even have friends, and you have 50 friends, and you're over here jealous over me or hate me for like nothing. Then I have people that are just like, you express too much, or you're too religious, or what you fight for. Like, I'm against abortion, like I'm against sin, because I'm like, obviously you sin, you go to hell. That's it. Simple as that. Any sin at all. I'm like, how simple is that? It's like, obviously that's like easy to understand. Sin equals hell. Trying and repenting and loving God equals heaven. It's that simple. It's so simple. And God is love. They're like, well, and God hates everybody. No. God made love, so you don't even understand love. Couples don't even understand love. A marriage and a wife, between a husband and wife, will never be close to even how God loves humans that He made. And He made us, every single one of us, and animals, and nature, and the earth, and the cosmos, and the moon, and the planets, and everything. So it's like, obviously you will never understand then, because it's like, He's love, Satan's hate. Satan's the one that does all this chaos and destruction and separation and hate. It's like, people will never understand it. It's frustrating. So people would get mad at me over that too. Yet would it be so contradicting? I'd be like, okay, I'm just fighting for what I'm fighting for, okay? So I'm like, just ignore it if it bothers you. If you love abortion, cool, and you love murdering babies, cool. Just ignore me then. But then they'd be like, well, you don't have an opinion. Well, that's your only opinion. I'd be like, yeah, because it's what I fight for. And your opinion is you love to murder babies. So they'd be like, well, you're very closed-minded. I'd be like, well, you're closed-minded. You love Satan and you love him to murder babies. You're just like Satan. There's no difference. There is no difference than some random person just coming to chop up a kid. You're doing the exact same thing. So it's like, I would hate that so much. One of my fake friends that I love so much, and she was like my best friend, and like, I would always make sure, I would always ask her to hang out too, and she had no friends, so I was just nice and be like, let's go have Jamba Juice, let's go eat Chinese food together and have fun, or let's go dancing together. And like, I always thought she was going to be like a true friend all these years, and then she turns out to say the same thing, like, I'm very closed-minded and stuff. I'm like, you're closed-minded too. Everybody has opinions and they stick with it. What are you talking about? I'm like, if we disagree about something, I'm not going to try to change your mind. I'm like, cool for you, but you're not going to change my mind either. I'm like, I'm not going to go on your side. It doesn't work that way. So I'm like, oh, fake people on this planet. Even a fake friends. That fake friend hurt the most, because that was like, fake people. Wow. It is crazy. But yeah, so it's difficult having to have 2 separate families and separate things and separate parties, definitely, especially for my kids, because now, like, on Christmas, I pretty much would just always spend the night at my mom's, because I would love her to see her grandkids, because like I said, she loves them the most, man, because that's all she has in this life. especially after my brother passing away and going to heaven. So that's what me and my 2 kids are, just what keep my mom grounded, to live this life, because she doesn't want to at all after losing her son, which I could never imagine losing my son, so I couldn't even comprehend. But yeah, so it just sucks. Like I said, gonna have to have like Christmas separate, because I gotta go over there and just have fun with her, and then give her hugs, and then come to this family, because we're all different and it's separate, and because it's like, it's difficult. Everybody's a stubborn ass and have their own opinions, but then they fight about it. So it's like, okay, if we're all gonna have our own opinions, then we're all gonna have to stay away from each other. It's like, it really sucks. Well, me and my partner can't. We'll just have to fight about it and try to come to an agreement about it, because me and him always gotta butt heads, me and my babes. But it's like, that's what a relationship is. Sometimes we're complete opposites, and it makes a relationship hella harder, definitely. It's like we just happen to be complete opposites. My son's TV messed up again. I'm trying to hit the button. But yeah, that's pretty stressful. But it is what it is. Like I said, my main goal someday is living with my mom more, and her help me raise my babies. And me and Babe coming to an understanding and communicating better, hopefully doing better. It's like, there's some things you can do in a relationship and some things you can't anymore. And it's like, it sucks sometimes growing up and you don't get to buy the shit you want anymore, and you have to take care of 2 kids. It's like, but it is what it is. It's like, live life now with them. All that matters is sit outside on the water slides with them, and that's life. That's the greatest thing. That's more than going on a cruise. That's $1 million, you know? It's like, it's your child. It's simple. It really is. Once I'm pregnant, I can breathe again, I can walk again. I have my 2 babies, and I'm going to do the best I can. We have books to read and shows and movies to watch. My son's getting bigger and bigger, man. So there's so much things to do. I love my kids. I love my kids and my mom. They're the best things ever in the world. And my partner. When and if we learn to be better, get better. It's like, if we could just get better, babe, it'd be great. At communicating and not fighting. At you not wanting to spend millions of dollars on shit and focus on our kids. It's like, that life is over. It's like, boo fucking who, you know? You can't buy $800 parts no more. You can't buy brand new bikes anymore and shit like that. It's like, that life is over. And it's like, who cares though? You have 2 kids to love. That's the main thing, and that's all that matters. It's like, you have 2 kids to love and raise and walk in the front yard with and talk to, and forget anybody who you're texting. It's like, that doesn't matter anymore either. Friends don't matter anymore, you know, once in a while, but it's like, you have 2 kids to focus on, to play with before they get bigger, to have fun, to go outside and paint with, to play puzzles with them inside the house, and etc., etc. It's like, you don't need to spend $1 million anymore. That's not life anymore. Groceries and necessities and their diapers, and that's life, that's reality. But you don't need to have a nervous breakdown, want to kill yourself because you can't buy millions of dollars of parts anymore. It's like, that's a man that needs to mature a lot more and just grow up and be like, well, you know, that's okay. I would love millions of dollars to work on parts, but it's not reality, and it's okay as long as I have my 2 kids. And exactly, as long as you have your 2 kids healthy and alive, that's all that matters. It's simple as that shit. I'm learning myself to be content with what I have. I have a working phone. My mother's still alive. I have a nice tablet. I have a Subi car that I love, that my brother bought before we went to the good Lord, for me and my mom and my kids. And I have 2 healthy kids, and I'm so grateful for that, to have fun and have a good life with, and their father, who we get along with and who we live with, and who our goal is to move into a house with, but out of state. So that's what's harder, and that's what's worse. It sucks, because the farther you go, it's millions of dollars. But if not, at least they have a roof over our heads. At least they're safe. At least eventually we're gonna make them a fence. And eventually, hopefully, my mom live closer somewhere, because my main focus is my mama. He's putting his cars in his wagon, being a good boy. It really sucks too, because it's so hot. It's like over 100 degrees, so it's really hot, especially since I'm fat and pregnant. I just feel bad when my son seems bored. I'm just trying to always give him something else to play with. I got him pins, I got him puzzles, I got him thousands of cars. My mom got him. My mom saved those for her. Like she had them over the years. She always wanted a grandkid, and that's so cool. I had my first was a boy, and then my second's a girl, and that's it. That's a huge blessing. That's super awesome. I love my 2 kids, and I love my babe too. We'll get there. Lord has to help us, or else we will split, if God don't help us. Because we're doing better. It's like our kids are the main priority. Necessities is what life is. It sucks. And bills is what life is, paying that down. But it's going to be okay.